Armenia will host World Congress on Information Technologies this autumn. So please elaborate on this Congress. What is its goal and what does it represent?
So WCIT, we have been selected this year that it will be hosted by Armenia, and it's a global event being organized by WCIT, which is World Information Technology Services Alliance, which is representing 82 countries, different unions. So it is basically a association of different associations from different countries, representing about 90% of global ICT sector. So it's quite an important event what comes to the topics that will be discussed on the IT. So what is the future and development of IT technologies in different industries, starting from automotive, smart cities, agriculture, industrial automation, and a lot of topics, global warming and others. So what is happening in different sectors. So we have 3 days full of discussion on these topics, and next week we will publish the agenda on the website, so you can go on to WCIT2019.org and see all the details about the event in general. But speaking about WCIT that was in the past in different countries, like last year it was in India, the year before it was in Taiwan, and the main thing of the discussions, as I mentioned, is about the future of the technology. So what are the global trends? So therefore we expect a lot of representatives from different countries, having both country representation as a whole to show their abilities and companies in one stand under one umbrella. So we are discussing, for example, with France, with UK, with Greece, with many other, Taiwan, China, many other countries right now, and expecting a lot of delegates. So in general, there is we expect to have about 60 countries representation. As well, we expect to have more than 2,000 delegates to be participated. The important thing to mention that these delegates are mainly senior level people, so it's not a regular conference because all the industry leaders basically are gathering. This is why this event makes special about itself, because there are a lot of events, as you know, in IT, but the important thing for WCIT is that it's gathering of leadership of the IT sector.
You have already mentioned the number of delegations and the approximate number of delegates. And can you please tell several names of companies maybe which will be presented here?
I would mention this way. Right now we are really in very broad discussion with a lot of companies. So you can name basically all industry leading companies that you know we are discussing with. There is both sides where we approach them, and now there is also, we see that they are approaching to us, like same automotive industry, take the world leaders in car manufacturers right now discussing with us, even sponsorship as exhibition presence, as speaking slot to show their vision, like where the automotive industry is going. So I can state right now that in this stage, although it's early stage, but we are now definitely sure that the event will be the most successful one among, I will say, regional other events that have been held in terms of the topics that will be discussed and in terms of the representatives that we will host in Armenia. So we will have top leaders of the national giant companies from all the countries that I mentioned just now, from France, from UK, from Taiwan. Like we have also huge representation from Taiwan, all leading companies in IT. As you know, Taiwan is very developed from that perspective, but also from US, a lot of companies expressed their interest, all the giants as well.
So it is expected to be a huge event,
Mm-hmm.
and what is the stage of preparation? At what stage are you now?
So the venue is already selected. It is what we call SKK, Sport and Concert Complex. That's right. I was looking for English word on that. So where we will have both sides. So we will have the conference being held there, and as well the exhibition. So right now we have the concept design of the sport complex finalized. So it will be basically totally changed what comes from interior design, and will be shifted to look much more modern in some cases, and also we want to keep the old style of sport complex. This is what comes to the venue itself, and the good thing that the venue will support simultaneous different sessions. So we will have the main session, and we will have other sessions ongoing, which is good, and then we will have as well exhibition expo center. Both we have this year Digitech, also Armenian exhibition, being held at the same time in same place, where Armenian companies will be represented, and as well we have inside the other location where we specifically will host international companies, where they will have booths to show. As I mentioned, some of them will come as country representatives, so like France, to have a France booth and represent French companies, and as well other companies separately. So like, for instance, we have now Moscow City expressed his interest to become one of the general sponsors of the event and present smart city topics. So how they see innovation in people's lives when it comes to the city's infrastructures will be very interesting as well topic. And in this topic we have discussion with other cities, like for instance with Paris we are discussing to have to host mayor of different cities and have a panel discussion on transformation of the services of the city from digital perspective.
So what should we expect? Will be it a panel of keynote speakers, or it will be just discussions in different halls, or an exhibition?
So what I mentioned, the exhibition will be there, so but we don't pay a lot of attention to be a big exhibition expo. So it's not an expo, it's more about conference and about the discussions on different fields. So it will be panel discussions when we will have different industry leaders on the specific industry, and there will be debates on the panel, and as well there will be keynote sessions where we will have address of again different industry keynote leaders with keynote speech. But except that we have also ministerial session where we will have different ministries of IT of different countries gathering together, and now we are discussing finalizing the list of the participants, ministers I mean. As well we are discussing the topics that we will bring up to the discussion, when about the regional cooperation, about the agenda of digital agenda of different countries, so how each country looking its perspective on the development of the IT in the country itself. And I think we as Armenia also will play a big role and show what digital agenda our country have. So separately, that's the reason also I would like to mention that we are now starting discussion internally with UAT, with our association. So we have invited international experts which will come next week to Armenia, where we want to sit down and discuss the other countries, how they made their digital agendas, so they share with us, and then we also take a look what we have currently where we are and what we want to transform in order to be ready to present on the WCIT. So we will have a lot of discussion with the government till the event to show our vision, to share and to try to come to a conclusion.
So why Armenia? So does it mean that our IT is that developed that we are attracting this attention from the world? And so would you please just speak about our IT sector, and are we so that prepared to host such a great event?
Yeah, actually I will say that in 2014 basically my colleagues have submitted a very good proposal to WCIT board with our country, showing a new concept. So because for last 10 years WCIT was held either in very large countries or developed already countries. So Armenia is not that large to attract this kind of event, and that was the reason that we should show something really interesting in order to catch the interest of the board of WCIT to make such a decision. So I think my colleagues have done a great job what comes to showing the power of decentralization model, where now the world with disconnected world, where a lot of connection now, a lot of people have smartphones connected, so now there is no center in the world. So you can be, before, in order to run a successful startup, let's say there was hubs like as well now as well, but now it's changing. So this is what we showed, that you shouldn't be in Silicon Valley to be successful with startup. You can start somewhere in not very well-known country and be successful the same way that Silicon Valley company is doing. So that was the theme that we presented, the power of decentralization, that basically catch attention to the board, and we got this. Now also we have on the preparation work, so we have huge support of the Armenian government on the works that we are doing, coming from Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, as well other ministries, Ministry of IT and Communications and Transport currently, so supporting us hugely on both on the organization side, on inviting people and ministers, and as well on ongoing other activities that we have.
Okay, so one of WCIT officials, representatives, is going to visit Armenia. And so what is his agenda, and will he follow the preparation works?
So next week there will be visit of Madame Yvonne Chu, who is the chairperson of the WCIT. And the reason of her coming, one is to see where we are, how we are progressing with the preparation works, and as well to share with us other countries that will, like next year, WCIT will be hosted in Malaysia. So she is coming, if I'm not mistaken, now directly from Malaysia, and we will expect also big delegation from Malaysia to discuss these logistic things from other representing countries of WCIT to see also what are the current topics that being discussed in WCIT for the organization. So both what we have done and what they are doing in order to have successful event.